Hello people, Gazanfar here. In this video, I'm going to show you that how you can create a custom header using webflow. So this is entirely a custom header that I have already prepared for you. Right here you can see this is also responsive across the devices. Another good thing about this header is that you can completely control all the things in this header. So right here you can see I have also integrated a Lottie file for this hamburger icon, and if I click on this Lottie file you can see that we have a custom header coming from the left side of the screen, and this is also applying to the mobile devices as well. So if you want to learn that how you can create these custom headers using webflow, then keep watching this entire video till the end. Before we actually dive into this video, have a look at my channel. There I have a number of videos related to website development on different technologies. If you are interested in learning how to create the websites using various content management systems, then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, so without wasting any time, let's get started. So the first thing that you have to do is to log into your webflow account. I am already logged into my account, and this one right here is actually a free template that comes with webflow. I have just imported this template on my webflow account. So generally, traditionally, there is a certain way that how you can create the header, and that is if you will click on this add element icon here, you will be able to see all of the icons that webflow offers, and right here you have a field that says navbar, and generally people use this navbar to create the headers, and this is actually very limited. In this video I'll walk you through the entire process of creating a custom header. So the first of all, what you need to do is to insert a div on your page. So I'll insert a div log. Choose the div log and insert it in the page. Right here you can see I have this div log here. I'll drag it at the top here where you can see that there is a div, and in this div I want to give it a class as header section. Already have this class here, so I might want to change this header top section probably. So right here you can see this is the div here, and first of all what I want to do is to add some padding. So I'll add 30 or probably 30 pixels to the left and 30 pixels to the right side. Once you will do that, next up you also want to add one more div log. So I'll get one more div log and insert it right here, and once you will insert this div log right here, give it a class name of container, and once you will give it a class name of container, you will see here is the div log. In this navigator you can see here is the header top section, and here is the container that we just have added. So for this container, what you actually want to do is to ensure that you give it a max width of 1180 pixels and give it a width of 100%, and then make sure you give it a padding of 20 pixels from all of 4 sizes if you want. But if you don't want to add a padding, you can remove that padding very easily, and this is just how it works. Alright, next up what you want to do is to insert one more link block that will serve as the logo placeholder. So I'll get a link block here, and here you can see here I have a link block, and I want to name it as logo wrapper actually. So I'll name it as logo wrapper. For now I keep it as logo wrap because I already have that class created. Next up what you want to do is to insert an image here that will serve as logo image. So I'll drag in an image inside of this div, and then I want to choose the image of my logo. I have already uploaded the logo, so I only want to choose the logo file. Here is my logo file, so I'll select this logo file and I'll ensure I click it here. That image is a high DPI image. Once done, you can go to this settings option, and in here you will see this option width. From here you can change the width of your logo any way that you want. So for example, I'll keep it as 160 pixels. If you want to make the logo bigger, you can always adjust the width from right here. Alright, so we have already inserted the logo here. Next up what we want is to add a placeholder for our navigation item. So in order to add the placeholder, what you can do is to throw in another div in this container. So I'll insert a div log here, and I want to name this div log as the navigation menu wrapper. Navigation menus wrapper. You can name it anything that you want. Once you will insert this navigation menu wrapper, next thing that you want to do is to start inserting the link text. So I'll start inserting the link text here that will serve as navigation menu items. So I want to name it as nav item. I'll make it as nav item. I already have that class created, and inside of this class I give it a margin of 20 pixels from the left and 20 pixels from the right. Other than that, I have just changed the font to Montserrat, and the weight is 600 and the size is 16 pixel with a height of 28 pixels. I have also changed the color here, and I ensured that the decoration is none. By default, Webflow give you this underline if it's a link. So I changed this to no decoration, and that is how I got rid from that underline here. Once done, you can duplicate these items anyways that you want. So I want to use these items as about and then services. These can be in the different pages on your website. So I'm just creating the demo things here just to show you that how the things work. So this one is blog, and I want to duplicate it one more time, and I want to make it as contact or anything like that. Alright, if you want, you can also reduce or increase the margins here. So if I reduce the margin to 10 pixel here, you can see that the margin is reduced here. Alright, so now you check this on the tablet, you can see this is looking pretty fine on the tablet. But generally on the website, this last thing of the navigation is a call to action button. So in order to make it a call to action button, you can give it an additional class and make it as call to action, and then you can stylize it separately. So I want to give it a background color. So I'll choose a background color, and I want to grab a color from the logo, and right here you can see we have a background color here. Next up, I want to add some padding here. So in order to add the padding, I'll hold shift on my keyboard, and then I'll drag my mouse until I get 15 pixels of padding on all of these sides. Now I want to increase the padding from this side. So in order to, from left and right side. So in order to do that, I'll hold the Alt key on my keyboard, and then I'll move my mouse. And right here you can see it is adding the padding only on the left and the right side, and I want to keep the padding as 30 pixels. Now maybe I want to reduce the padding from the top and bottom, so I can reduce the padding to 10 pixels from the top and bottom. I also want to change the font color. So here in the typography, I can change the color to the white color, and once done, I also want to add a border radius. So in order to add the border radius, here is the border and here is the radius. I want to add a 360 pixels border radius that will make it rounded from all of 4 sides. Once that is done, we can add a hover background effect, background changing effect. For that, you can click on this tiny arrow and then click on this hover. And once you will click on hover, now you are in the hover state. So in the hover state, what I actually want is to change the background color. So in order to change the background color, I can use this color picker tool. So I'll click on this color picker, and this time I want to use this orange color from the logo. So here you can see the color is already updated. I want to copy this color code here because I actually want to use this color code for other states of the button. For example, like pressed state, and in the pressed state, I want to use the same color code that we used on the hover. Now, if I go back to the normal state, here you can see this is the normal state. And if I hover over, you can see this is the hover state and the pressed state. Now I also want to add the hover color changing effect on these navigation items, although they are already added because of the class that I have used. But let me just show you how you can add those color changing hover effect for these navigation items. So in order to do that, select one of these items, and then from here you can go to hover. And in the hover, the same thing, you can go to this typography, and in here you can change the color. So for example, if I change this color using the color picker tool, I can go to the logo and select a color. And here you can see the color is changed. And that applies to all of these links because all of these links have the same classes. So I actually want to go back with the blue color that I had earlier. Once done, you can go back to the none state. And this is how you can create these navigation items. And they are all clickable. You can insert those links by clicking on this tiny gear icon here, and here you can insert the links. If you want to redirect them to the pages, you can click on page, and from the drop down you can insert your pages. That is how you can insert the links here. Now the last thing that I want to do is to increase the width of this entire header, and for that what you actually have to do is to choose this class here, header top section, and once you will select that class, you will have to go to the size, and from here where it says max width, you can add a max width of 1180 pixels, and it will automatically increase the width of your logo, width of your section. And now in order to make it centered where it says spacing, you can click on this thing here and it will center this whole thing for you. Now right here you can see it haven't fixed our problem yet, and this header is not in full width so far. So in order to make it full width, we can apply a different approach. So I'll choose this class here, header top section, and here you can see I have a max width of 1180. What I can do is to remove this width from here, and here you can see our header is in full width now and have the same size as of the previous header that I have created. Now there is another thing that you can do, and that is you can adjust either the padding or the margin in order to adjust the spaces around this left and right side, but so far it is looking good. So now if we check our header in the tablet devices, you can see this is how it is looking, and that is completely fine. If we look for this device here, the mobile landscape, you can see this is not looking right. And if I reduce the font size here, for now it is 20. If I change it to 17, you can see it is still not showing appropriately. So we need to add a hamburger in order to fix this problem. So in order to add the hamburger, what you can do is to go to a website called Lottie files. And in the Lottie files, you can scroll down until you will see this option, main nav. This website will get loaded, and here you will see a lot of Lottie files that you can use for your navigation menus. And I got the Lottie files from this website, and I already have uploaded the Lottie file on the website. And I think this is the Lottie file that I am using on the website. So if I go back here, what you can do is to select your container, this container right here, and in here I have already uploaded the Lottie files. So I'll have to find the Lottie files that I have uploaded, and I think I cannot find it here, so no worries, we can upload again the Lottie file. So I used this Lottie file. I'll select this Lottie file again, and then from here, if you want, you can change these colors as well. For that, you will have to sign up for the account, and then you can log into your account in order to change these colors. But I only want to use the colors that they already have here. So here I have already downloaded the JSON file. Now I'll go back here and I want to upload this JSON file. So I'll click on this upload button, and from here I want to choose the Lottie files, and I'll click open. And here you can see I have already uploaded a couple of Lottie files here. Let's use this Lottie file. So I'll select this Lottie file, and then I want to drag this Lottie file right there. But still this Lottie file is inside of this navigation menu wrapper. We want it to have outside of this wrapper, just like this. For now, I want to hide this on the desktop devices, and I want to keep it hidden for the tablet devices as well. But for the mobile navigation devices, we want to make it visible. For that, what you can do is to change it back to either this block or the flex box. That is completely your choice. Now another thing that you want to do, adjust the size of this hamburger. In order to adjust that, you can go to the settings, or actually you can go to the style, and inside of these styles where it says size, you can adjust the size. So give it a width of 48 pixels and give it a height of 48 pixels as well. Now we have given it this height. Now what we actually want is to give our navigation menu wrapper a separate screen that we can link after with this hamburger icon. So in order to do that, select this navigation menu wrapper from here, and once you will select this navigation menu wrapper, you have to go to this position, and from the position choose this fixed position, and from here after choose this full. And once you will choose full, now you can add a background color. So give it a background color. I'll select the color from the logo that we have, and then I will reduce the opacity, or actually I can choose a very light color that will work on background. So now I have chosen this. Next up, what you can do is to make sure you select this class navigation menu wrapper, and from here next up you can click on flexbox containers and change the direction from horizontal to vertical. And once you will make it vertical, this is how it will look. After that, make sure you align them in the center right here, and if you want, you can align them in the center in this way as well. You can align them in the left side as well. Once you will select this thing from here, what you can do is to add some padding in order to adjust the spacing. So I'll add some padding on the left and the right side, just like this. Want to reduce the padding. Actually, I have added a lot of padding. So this is how you can adjust the padding right here. So here you can see the header that I created earlier is now affecting with this header. So what I can do is to select my previous header from here, and I can hide that header. For that, I'll hide this header from here, and now you can see that header is gone. Now the next thing that you can do is to select back this navigation menu wrapper that we were working on, and then from here make sure you add a z-index value, because with the z-index value you can bring this wrapper on top of everything else. So give it a z-index value of 5, and as soon as I give it a z-index value of 5, you can see everything is gone, and now we only have this thing here. Alright, now we need to bring our header logo in this place right here, and here you can see webflow is already indicating that there is our logo. But just because the logo has a lower z-index value or no z-index value, it is not showing on top of this navigation item. So in order to fix that, you will have to go to this position, and from the position change it to relative and give it a z-index value of 9, higher than 5. And then do the same thing with this Lottie animation on the hamburger icon that we are using. Give it a z-index value, and in order to do that, you will have to go to position and change it to relative right here, and this will unlock this z-index option, and give it a value of probably 10 or 9, but whichever value you want to give it. That will work just fine. Now we have this thing here, and now we have these navigation items showing right here. Now if you want, you can select any of these navigation items. You can go to the typography and you can increase the sizes of these items. So I changed them as 22 pixels and semi bold 600, and if you want, you can adjust this button as well. In order to do that, you can increase or decrease the values or the size of your font, and for that, let's just assume I want to reduce this, and in order to adjust the paddings, you can adjust those paddings very easily. You can increase the height from the top or bottom, or from the left or right sides. That is completely up to you. So that now we have created this page. Now we can actually link this navigation menu wrapper with this hamburger right here. But before we do that, there is another thing that you want to do, and that is you want to move this navigation menu wrapper outside of the screen so that it should not be visible once the website is loaded. It should only be visible whenever someone click on this hamburger icon. So in order to do that, make sure you select this navigation menu wrapper. You can give it a negative margin of -100%, and it will move everything outside of the screen, just like this. Another thing that you want to do is to give it a width of 100%. Also give it a height of 100 viewport height, so that it should fit in to the whole screen width wise, and it should also fit into the entire screen of your user. Now that we have done it, we can actually start adding some animations in order to connect this hamburger with this navigation menu wrapper that we have created. So in order to do that, select this Lottie animation or the Lottie icon that we have uploaded. Then go to this interaction panel. Then click on this element trigger, and from here click on mouse click. Then from here where it says on first click, you can click here, and then from here click on start an animation. I've already created a few animations, but I'm going to create a new animation just to show you how the things work. So click on this plus icon, add a new animation. And in here you can type in navigation menu open. Alright, now from here click this part, and then make sure you select this Lottie animation from here, and then from this drop down select this Lottie. Then from here you can adjust this, and as you will adjust this slider bar, you will see that the Lottie file or the hamburger item is changing. You will have to find the exact frame where the animation will end. So I think this is where the animation is end, at the 32%, or let's try 32%. Yeah, I think 32% is the frame where the animations end. So let's try 30. Yeah, 30 will look fine as well. So let's keep it on 30. Now select this navigation menu wrapper that we have and add another frame and give it a transform effect as move. So choose the move here and make sure from here you select the classes or the class, and then from here where it says this x-axis value, give it 100%, and this will bring your navigation menu wrapper right on the screen. Once done, you can click save here, and this right here is your first click animation. Now you will have to add another animation for the second click, that is whenever someone opens the navigation and then you want to go back to the screen of your website. In order to do that, you will have to set up on second click animation, and from here you can click start an animation. And I think this is the animation that we have created, navigation menu open. So what I actually want to do is to duplicate this animation, and then I can open this animation. Then this time I want to rename this animation from open to close. And there is few things that you have to do. For this Lottie animation, bring it back to the value 0. And then for this navigation menu wrapper where it says 100%, go back to the 0%. Then hit save. Now if I open this navigation menu open interaction, and if I play this, you can see our hamburger is changing and the navigation is coming as well. I can click on done, and if I preview this and if I click here, you can see that our animation is working properly and the hamburger is connected properly with the Lottie file. Now there is the last thing that we actually have to do, and that is to change the cursor. So in order to change the cursor, you will have to select this Lottie animation or the Lottie file that you have uploaded, and then from here you can scroll down where it says cursor. You can change the cursor to pointer. Now if we preview this and if I hover over, you can see the cursor is changing to pointer, and if I click on this, you can see it is changing properly. Now let's just see this mobile devices. So on the mobile devices we have some problem with the spacing, but other than that the animation is working fine. So let's just fix the problem with the spacing. So in order to fix this problem, there are multiple ways to do that. First of all, you can select your container, or you can select your div or the container or the section that we have added. In here we have a padding of 30 pixel. You can reduce the padding to 10 on the left side and reduce it to the 10 on the right side as well. Other than that, you can choose this Lottie animation or the hamburger that you have added and reduce the width of it and change it to 40 and 40, and that will reduce or increase the spacing between all of these things. And now if you will review it, you will see that you have now a proper spacing between these items. So this is the mobile version, this is mobile landscape, this is the tablet version, and this one is the desktop version. So in this way you can create a custom header using the webflow, and by using the similar techniques you can create even the complex headers like hamburger icons, hamburger headers, and the different kind of headers using the webflow. I hope you have learned something new from this video. If you have learned something new from this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell icon to always get the latest video update. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.